And yeah, let's go. So I'm going to show you the first one. This is actually a new video, which is from GBB. So when I was in Poland, as I told you last month, spent the majority of the month in Poland for the World Championships, which is called the Grand Beatbox Battle. And this was an unofficial circle jam that was there. So just checking the poll right now, we have 3 people in the 5 category, which is great. 5 in the 4 category. We have 1 in the 1 category, 1 in the 2, and 2 in the 3. So all those 4s and 5s, let's make sure we get the 3s, 1s, and 2s all the way up as much as we can. And yeah, let's get on with the show. Let's have some fun. It's all smiles all around. We're going to watch the unofficial circle jam. This is something that I am part of. Yo, Sundance, thank you so much for the sub. You absolute legend. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so this is essentially a circle jam, is where people just pass in the beat every 8 bars, or maybe a little bit later in this one, actually. I think it's probably 60, maybe 32 in places. And it's just about people throwing ideas. People just go off the tempo and they go off the inspiration of the previous person. Now, here's a little thing to think about. Beatbox is very relative, and just like, you know, yourself, you're from Memphis, right?
Born and raised, man. Yeah.
Born and raised. So just as you have a different accent to me, you notice that everybody, beatbox-wise, have different accents too. So it could be different sound palettes. It could be...
I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of difference. But if you see anything that you think is potentially cool or great, then yeah, stick a thumbs up or put your hand up or say something, and I can pause the video and you can go, actually, you just realized you did this. Because for the beatboxers, a lot of beatboxers come from a place where they haven't actually had the opportunity to do music in schools or learn about the general music, you know, education as it is. This is something you're very well versed in, so it'd be interesting to see your thoughts. And obviously, if you have any idea of sounds or any information you want to learn on that sense, let me know. I can describe what they're doing. If there's something that I think you should know, and just to explain complexity, then I will also say that. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. So this is from some friends of mine over at Beatbox International. Oh, my bad. This is a legend called Reaps One. Your camera's gonna be funky. Hold on, let me just see why that is. Maybe that's because we've got the 2 streams open. What's that doing that? It'll be fine. It might go a bit funky, everybody, but we'll just persevere and hopefully it's fine. Okay, let's go. I think the audio does improve as well. This is my boy Dilo.
Right.
These are 2 UK dudes. Obviously, I'm on the other side. It's filmed outside in the wind as well.
Ooh!
How's the audio, chat? Let me know.
Oh my god, dude.
He's one of the world champions. Mandarin Girl, thank you for the follow.
Oh my god. Alright, bro. Hey, what do you call that? Like, I mean, when he's switching up the beat and because I mean that's honestly all that I would call it. He's just like switching up the beat, but he essentially went to like, it's so musical because he was at, you know, and then he went to this like this. So it's like a halftime thing. What would you call that?
So I mean, it would basically be the same. Essentially, it would be switching up the beat, but I mean, so a lot of the time, you know what syncopation is, right?
Of course, yeah.
So like we would practice, like you'd have 1 BPM and then you'd kind of practice like on beat, then you kind of practice like kind of a syncopated, then there's a bit of swing, and then like you know, double time, half time, all those different things. So as the more you practice on those BPMs, the more you get well versed with just kind of switching abruptly into different things, and that is like another thing that can earn you points in beatbox battles because it's something the audience doesn't expect.
And just in case nobody in the chat knows, like, understands what syncopation is, because I know I've got some musical people in my chat, but I've also got some folks that just appreciate music. So the difference between like a straight notes, if we're doing this, right, if that's the tempo, and those are quarter notes because they're 1/4 of every beat. So a syncopation would be subdividing one of those. So it'd be essentially like. So like one of them is long and then short. So that's like the most basic form of syncopation. It's essentially it's like a non-straight beat. If that makes sense. I'm trying not to get all like classical music theory and everything.
No, but that's good because a lot of people don't know, and you know, even I'm learning stuff as we go, so that's good. Another reason why this is good is when we have tag teams, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, is like 2v2 a lot of the time. Then what this is essentially good for is one person stays on the 4 on the on time beat, and the other one is coming in just slightly off. So it's like do you know what I mean? So it kind of fits in that way. It's hard to do it on your own when you've not got two people doing it. But yeah, you get the idea.
But like you're essentially the way that you and I can communicate with each other the best is with the instrumentation of a drum kit. So right. So in that sense, you changed the kick pattern, but only slightly. So if we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and before it was boom, cuts, boom, cuts, boom, cuts, boom, and then you go boom, boom, cuts, boom, cuts, boom, boom, boom. All those. When I was lowering my head, that's where the the kick is and everything. And so like you're essentially like I don't know, have you ever been? We call them sheds because it's like you're in a shed. Shedding on your music. Have you ever heard that term before?
Never have I heard that,
dude.
No.
All right, so it's essentially when a bunch of musicians get together and just like push each other, and that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is.
So okay, so we'll hop back into it. Yo, Gina, I'm just gonna send this to you real quick. Any of my mods, make sure you grab that link and post it just whenever's necessary. We're gonna be taking suggestions as well. When I see a donation come through, then I will ask the chat. So if Sundance, if you know any beatbox videos that you want to suggest, please let me know. If not, then that's completely fine. If you want to go have a search and dig through some, that's completely fine also. But yeah, anybody who donates and when it pops up, then let me know, and we'll jump straight into it.
This is so freaking cool, bro.
I know, right? Okay, cool. Let's go. This round for me was all right.
I don't know what this guy was doing, but
my boy Pono from Hawaii. Yeah. I never beatbox house, so it was weird for me.
Now, you explain that to me, because house is like, I've got a few friends that are like really, really into EDM, and I've been into it like off and on over the years. But when you say house, can you explain what that means for you?
So house for me is just essentially your. I don't really do this kind of structure. I prefer more of the halftime stuff with that. So like. Like just like slightly slower. I don't really do house a hell of a lot. I used to do a lot of bassline, UK bassline that is, which is also very EDM based, which is quite filthy. That was kind of what I grew up. So a little bit about me. I grew up in a time in the UK where from the age of 13 we were throwing illegal raves way back when, which probably wasn't ideal at that age, but that was where a lot of my musical inspiration came from when it came to beatboxing. The reason why I started beatboxing in that instance was because back then, laptops would take about 5 to 10 minutes to crank up, get ready to use, and then you could actually use it and it functioned properly without, you know, lagging out, breaking, doing whatever. So during that period, the speakers would be straight on. I'd grab the microphone and just kind of mess around and do a set. And that's kind of where it all stemmed from. So obviously when I'm supporting people who are doing bassline sets and drum and bass sets and all this other stuff, that's where I took a lot of my inspiration so that it set the crowd up perfectly for when the decks were back on, the laptop was back on, and the mix started again. So it was, that was kind of where a lot of my stuff came from, but I've not really been doing that for years. I'm still kind of based more on the grime drill vibes at this moment in time. Which is good, but yeah, everybody has their own preferences, and you'll see different strengths come out of different people as we go around, and the BPM might change the slightest bit, or the flows might change the slightest bit. I comfortably sit anywhere from 120 to 140.
I was just about to ask you that, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
Because it seems like there's a few BPMs that people sort of stick to, like that, you know.
Yeah, so certain BPMs, as you get to like the 130 range, all patterns, like if we're thinking about patterns, if you're creating linear patterns, which would be like the same amount of space between a pattern, as soon as you get to like 130, it has a nice flow to it. So
Okay.
do you know what I mean? So it'd be like everything would kind of just flow nicely. If you go faster, it's like going to be a little bit rushed. If you go too slow, it's going to be kind of a bit labored. So, you know, obviously there's exceptions to the rule, and you can work around any BPM. I just find, for me, that's just kind of where I sit, because a lot of the grime, garage, bassline, all that sort of stuff is all in that BPM. So that's
let me
comfortable.
tell you something about what you're doing, because in essence, you're actually splitting, like when you do that halftime stuff, if you're splitting the number of times the kick and the snare are falling, bro, you're actually going down to like 60, 65 BPM.
Yeah, of
because
course.
You're cutting it in half. So like the versatility is there. I'd just be interested to know what would happen if I put you on some like 85 BPM or something. Like if that's something that you've ever done before.
It's like 190. No, sorry, what am I on about? It's like what, 170? So that'd be drum and bass essentially if I was to double time and halftime.
Well, yeah, no, for me it would be the halftime. So like it'd be like like this.
Hip hop, yeah? Ish. It's usually 90.
Sort of. Yeah.
Just a little bit slower than hip hop,
Yeah. For me, that's like that R&B, like sort of like lovey-dovey kind of feel good Sunday afternoon vibe.
You can kind of play with that.
Dude, let me point out something that you're doing, because, and I don't know if everybody can hear this, but like instead of just like
Thank you, Gino.
like instead of this kick pattern, he's doing he's doing something insanely complicated, y'all, and it is this like dude, I'm not even good enough with finger drums to do
like
that.
But
it's like
a snare roll into the snare, into the four.
Yeah. What did you
on a
call
swing.
it?
So it's like a snare roll into the four, but it's also kind of swing though. So like instead of like, it's like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of adding that. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, what you're doing on what is essentially like the fourth beat of the measure within that is like absolutely fascinating, because you're actually putting the kick before where it should fall.
Yeah.
So like that's so musical, man. That's so musical. Like,
That's dope.
oh, dude,
Thank
I want to
you.
get you jamming with a live band. Ah, so bad.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I mean, like I say, I might be coming to the US next year, so as soon as I do, I'll have to come and hit you up and see what the crack is. I don't know what the internal flights are like in America. I think they're pretty expensive, right? But I'm sure something can be worked out.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll work that
okay.
out. Okay, cool.
Who's next?
So we have Pono, who's my boy from Hawaii, the organizer of the Hawaii Beatbox Champs. Next up, I don't know who we have. It might be Decoy, maybe.
Yeah, let's go.
This is Remix, South Africa. This guy's really dope. Very filthy. And bear in mind, everything is 100% vocal, all from the mouth. Everyone can do it.
He is splitting the difference between a straight beat and a shuffle.
Where is he?
This is my boy Decoy from Boston. Owner of Beatbox Community. Let me know if that's better, Gino. It's a quiet video.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fascinated by Decoy.
He's clean, man.
Really clean.
All right, pause.
Okay.
So,
We got it.
He literally did a drum fill that a really awesome drummer from Memphis that I know does. This dude plays for Christina Aguilera and Stevie Wonder and all the amazing pop greats and everything. And can you run it back like 10 seconds?
Yeah, of course.
All right, it's coming.
This.
That.
Yeah, the pop and plop pan.
Yeah, dude, God, that's freaking incredible because I can literally see a drummer doing double strokes on toms, like that's so freaking cool, man. That's so freaking cool. I've literally heard that drum fill before.
Nice, good. Okay, so we're learning, chat. We're learning. Pono doesn't look like the old enough to be an organizer of anything. I know. Well, he's only 19, but he has his own organization. It's incredible. Really, really big props to Pono. Everybody should be supporting Beatbox Hawaii right now. Okay, right. Let's go. So this is my boy Hobbit, one of the UK OG legends. Woo! Second round is crazy. The QR code, Nick, that's for the donation, right? You can scan that and it'll take you to the... Yeah,
Directly.
It'll take you directly to the donor link.
This dude gets lost in it, man. I love it.
One of the best.
Yeah.
The breath. The breath now.
What? Sorry, that was loud, y'all.
Nah, it's good, man. Get as hyped as you can. Thank you, Rob, for the sub, my dude.
This is not just like rhythms, of course. Like you guys are imitating all sorts of different instruments.
Everything.
Of course, drums and bass are the things that you hear the most. But can I curse on here?
Yeah, of course. Say what you want.
Okay, go. That shit that he did where he was filtering, he was like, not only was he raising the note, but it was almost like, so when you're doing production inside of Ableton or Pro Tools or Logic or anything like that, you have the ability to scoop out certain frequencies, certain parts of a sound. And what he was doing, and it's like, I wish I was there in person. Not only was he raising the note, but he was also putting more high end into it. So like when I say high end, it's exactly how it sounds. You've got that and you've got that and then you've got the down below. He was putting more and more and more high end into it until he got to the point where he's like, I'm not gonna go any further, and then he just does a fill and puts it into the next 16 bars. But like,
okay, so let me just find that part. So first of all, this breath technique is called inward drags. So it's essentially going, but you go like. So I do it with the, but he does it like the as fast as you possibly do, and it's the quick retractions of the diaphragm and going super fast, right? But he's doing it this quick. Do you know what I mean? It's like super fast. But it's
do it again, do it again. I'm studying.
You hear that, right?
So, bro, all I heard the first time we listened to that was him just going, but you're telling me that he's going,
no, he's
like
going
really fast.
Yeah, like super quick. Listen.
Yeah.
Just after this. Now. It's crazy. Yeah, the master drag. This is D-Lo, so you'll see here, this is an inward bass technique.
What do you mean inward bass? Is he breathing in?
So by breathing in, what you do is you create kind of like a vibration with your false folds, which just kind of, it's like going like this, right? And it's like, and you kind of, you kind of tighten the throat ever so slightly, and it creates a vibration, right? And once this is like, there's many ways of doing it. There's ways of positioning the throat, so you can go from things like turn, where you get like lower tones and more growls. Yeah, there's millions of different things, and the way that he's getting that filter effect is just the shape of the mouth. So pow or pow, pow.
So he's inhaling.
He's breathing in. Yeah. So beatbox is one of those things. Nobody realizes that like there's a lot of inward sounds, there's a lot of outward sounds, there's a lot of sounds that use nothing in terms of breath at all, and there's a lot. It's just unique pressures in the mouth, and there's a lot of sounds that use a lot of air and diaphragm, right?
Hold on. Let me see real quick if I can even sing inward. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you a friend of mine who does sing inwards really well, like pitch perfect well. It's really good. Okay. Yo, Johan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So we're going to try and go through this. We're going to try and pause as little as possible now, just so we can get through this video. Then we're going to talk about exactly what the charity is that we're raising money for today. If any of the Beatbox gang them have anything they want to suggest, then please let us know. If there's something you cannot let go and miss, and you have to hear it again, then let me know. But I promise there's going to be so much stuff that you're going to be overloaded with crazy techniques and ideas. Pardon me. Crazy techniques and ideas. So I think you're really going to like this. Right, let's get back into it. So D-Lo's using, he's using a couple of inward techniques. You'll hear like a sort of thing that he does as well. That's another inward technique. And obviously the pow is all inward. So yeah, this is just a way of refilling the tank so you can go and do the next 8 bar essentially.
Puller give me laughing a minute to find the orcs.
That snare is so nice.
Woo! Excuse me. Sorry, RIP everybody's ears.
Okay, go on.
Dude, that real thing he did where it was like
Yeah.
well, of course what that comes from is essentially just like a bass player going like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
over time, over many decades has got like, first some dude did it in a song, and then somebody put a massive compressor on it, and then somebody put a distortion pedal, and then somebody replicated it electronically, and then they put filters on it, and then put it in a song, and now some dude your friend is making that sound
Just with their mouth.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like
what I
it's
mean.
come back.
This is what I mean, Nick. Is like there's so much potential with music as a whole, but people have been sleeping on beatbox for so long because beatboxers are genuinely hyper musicians. There is no reliance on any computer, on anything. It is literally just practice makes perfect, and emulation of sound, and that is it. And how he does that is when you roll your R's like this.
I can't even do that. I can't even do that.
So when you roll your R's, so there's a lot of like accents and places, countries where they have that kind of in their language. And what he's doing essentially is putting extra breath through that to make it go. Yo, Liv, thanks for the £5 dono. Thank you for supporting the cause. If you have a suggestion for a video, please let me know in my chat.
Liv, thank you so much, babe.
We'll definitely be checking that out. So if you want to go get a little nerdy on a video and go, okay, I want to watch this one, then we'll go watch that one next. Okay, yeah, so that's essentially how he did it, but then he filtered that. So it actually goes like this, and it's way more in depth than you think, because when you do the lower ones, it kind of vibrates more from, this is your tongue. I don't know if you can really see, but it'd be like the middle of your tongue to the front of your tongue. So everyone in the chat, it'd be like this much of your tongue you'd be vibrating to get the lower tone. Then as you get higher tone, you'll be working your way further to the edge of the tongue. So when he hits the bow, 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 bow. When he hits the, it's going to be going to the front of the tongue and then to the back of the tongue again. So it's about utilizing all the different pressures and understanding how you do it. It's intense. Trust me. There's going to be a lot you're going to learn today. Let's go. We'll have to break this into like 4 streams. And that is just him vocalizing it.
He's vibrating his tongue so fast, bro.
Yep. Steam it.
Now we
Okay.
bang back to the Pono.
This is grime.
What?
That's inward breathing, right?
Yep. And an outward whistle from the teeth.
Yep.
Exactly, Riley. Great analysis. I'm gonna pretend I wasn't drunk.
Yeah, dude.
I mess up right here. Watch this.
So you're gonna wear this shirt?
Came back.
This is dope. This switch.
Oh. Came in with the 10, man.
Just try to copy me.
You trying to copy you? That's that same technique, man.
Now this is the inward one. He just did an outward one. This is inward. In a second. Watch this.
It's so controlled. Okay, pause. So,
Yep.
one of the things that I got to point out is that you're not like y'all are not just inhaling and sort of letting whatever because you said they're false folds, right?
I think in some applications, yeah, in others, no.
Okay, so when he was inhaling just then, right?
Yep.
So the crazy thing to me, and this is really hard to hear, but when he's inhaling like that, he's actually how do I explain this? He's doing a triplet accent with it, so it's going triplet, 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 like really fast.
Like this, yeah. Oh, the vibration itself. The vibration
the
itself.
vibration itself. So,
Yeah.
so one of the things that some singers like truly never understand is that when you're singing and you're singing like A-E-I-O-U, the straight notes, right? But when you get into vibrato, you've got if you got A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U.
Yep.
Like you've got these rhythms that you can hit, and some folks never learn to, like, if they're singing with another singer, to line their vibratos up. But this mofo is doing like a triplet thing with breathing in. How do you possibly regulate that?
So it's about the draw of air. So when you're practicing all of this, because when you're thinking about the voice, right, the voice is inherently soft a lot of the time. Like there is a vibration there, but that vibration is so tight that it just seems like a very soft tone. Obviously, when you add vibrato, that's actually moving your throat, right? Like you kind of have a very minimal movement in the throat, right? This is a very high velocity draw of air, but so long as the draw is constant, then you can control how fast the vibration goes. So if you draw in faster, the vibration's going to get faster. If you draw in slower, usually the vibration's going to be slower, and slower usually means a lower tone. So when looking at how to do bass variations, and this goes for any beatboxers in the chat, usually you want to remember. So when I do something like it's a very high velocity vibration, it's very fast, and then I can do a very slow one, like slightly slower, right? High usually matches with a high vocal, and slower is usually a lower vocal. So always remember high and lower, slower. And what that'll do essentially is mean that the two vibrations will harmonize together. So it's not always about, and this is only if you're vocalizing a bass. This is usually, so watch, right? So if I go, okay? If I put a high vocal behind that, which I've already practiced the vocals that fit and harmonize.
What?
So now it sounds correct, right? But if I did that with like a low one, it doesn't really sound too clean. It doesn't really sound too, musically usable.
Bass, how are you even doing that? How are you getting two tones out of your vocal cords?
It's a secret. No, it's not a secret. So essentially you start by creating a vibration. It can be any vibration within the throat, okay? There's a million different vibrations you can create. It can feel like you're strangling yourself. It can feel like you're breathing, like you can breathe in fire. It can feel like you're super clenching the vocal cords. And so long as you can find something adequate to match that, whether it's vocal, whether it's a certain crackle or something, or you can just put so much air through it.
Hold on. Extensity just said easy in the chat.
Yeah,
listen,
it's not.
I've been singing for 20 years. And I only know two people. I know one person that can do 3 notes at once, and I know one other person. And I'm talking about on like within like a show to bust out like 2 notes at once.
Is that Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Is it Hathaway? No.
Do what?
Holloway. Is it Anne Holloway? Hathaway. Wait.
You talking about Layla Hathaway?
Layla Hathaway. Where'd I get Anne from?
No. I'm talking about people that I personally know.
Oh, that you know.
Singers that can do 3 notes and then one that can do 2 notes. But like I know y'all say this is easy, but this is so far and away out of
Oh, yeah.
the wheelhouse of the normal singer's skills that like I'm gonna be asking him dumb questions, yo.
Of course, no, go for it. So this is something that this is why the music industry, I think, doesn't embrace beatboxers so much, because you realize how many people we put out of a job. Like, you know what I mean? And that's not to say that like we're better than those people. Like, we'd never sound like a live drum kit. I mean, some people actually do, but
You're not trying to though.
no, we're
know?
not trying to.
Like-
No, not at all. But it's just the fact that it's a one-person band and everything is just like so far gone that people just can't embrace it because they don't understand it, right? People don't like to feel stupid. They don't want to kind of learn something because it's such a rabbit hole. Like, I'm teaching you. We've just talked for 5 minutes on one tiny little thing, which is the tiniest cog in like another 20 things that's all happening within 15 seconds.
Well, but that's you know, that's why I'm glad that we're doing this, because like it y'all make it look easy, but none of this is easy. Absolutely none of it is easy, because it's all practice, and it's all intentional practice. So
Yes. Well,
Bro.
it's none of it is easy, and this is centuries. No, maybe not centuries. This is about. Well, I mean, to be honest, tribes used to beatbox in a lot of their languages many years ago. That's but that's not exactly where it started from.
Tuvan throat singing has been around for hundreds of years. So I mean, yeah.
Interesting point that you make, right? So that's just a throat bass to us. Same thing of you add the vibration, then the vocal, and then you find a kind of soft tone. So like I was saying before, with this high bass, it's just and then for the lower ones, so I can do like runs and stuff with bass now because I'm focusing it mainly on the vocal. You know what I mean? Obviously, my voice is all messed up from yesterday, but yeah, it's.
Bro, I'm trying to say you're using everybody has two sets of vocal cords, and they're like anterior vocal cords or something. You are using both of them, so
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, amazing.
So
Amazing.
this is the thing. I could probably teach you a lot of this stuff fairly quickly, because we're lucky to have a lot of. It took us a lot of time to get everything down and explainable in a sense, but there's beatboxers now that can pick up sounds like this. Like, it's so quick. Also, Dragon Ninja, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the fam. So it's definitely something. It's a big rabbit hole to dive into. Let's just watch the rest of the vid. Let's try to get through it. There's something that you have to watch, have to see or re-listen to. Let's go for it. I'm going to show you one battle after this. Then Liv said we want to watch Demuth, which is a friend of mine, Azel from Italy. This might freak you out, this one. So we shall see. But we'll go from there. Okay, let's go. I'm going to explain that really quick. That sound that he was doing, the layer over the inward breath. Remember when you was a kid and you used to kind of go get that pocket of air in your top lip on one of the sides and go like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, but controlled. It sounds like a cat meowing. Des Online, thanks for the follow. My boy Decoy, Whistle King. Listen to the drum beat on this. Insane.
So clean. He's doing the same thing the other guy was doing a second ago.
Nope, very different. It's a fart-based whistled variation. Now this is Zero from Azerbaijan. Amazing technical master drum patterns. This you'll find interesting. Try catch up. Remember where he's at.
sounds like a drum solo. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Playing with that flow. Yo, Georgie, welcome. Thanks for the host, fully.
Yeah, dude. Yes, that's how you do a cipher, man.
And it.
Completely different.
There's loads of these.
Bro, how is he doing that snare sound?
So this is a variation of a couple of things, this one. So this is my boy Hobbit. So essentially he's doing like a PF. Yo, Zemic, thanks so much for the sub. Bro, what I'm beatbox? Yeah, you know this, Joji. Let's go, baby. Arsalan, thanks for the host. So, there's many ways of explaining this, and I think I'll go into this in more detail when we do our teaching stream, where essentially I teach you some stuff.
Okay.
Yo, Sundance, thank you for the 5 gifted, you legend. Please bear in mind we are raising money for charity as well, so if you do want to pop anything in there, then that is the best place to go. But thank you so much, Sundance, you're an absolute legend. That goes to 174 out of the 800. Let's go, baby. Okay, so let me get a pen so I can write this down. You want to learn this snare. Thank you for the host, Nick. Okay, so let's have a look. So Hobbit PF. So essentially we have a lot of plosive letters in the alphabet. So let's take P, for example. The reason why we use P is because it's P. If you say a P and exaggerate it, the air is going outwards. If it's a B, it has kind of like it's like a big pressure point, and it's kind of like it's too much pressure, so it kind of stops. It's flat. Whereas with a P, there's always a continual bit of air in there. I wanna, you know. So essentially, what he's done there is he has followed that with, if we go back, it's like a P. F usually is what we use, but he's also adding in kind of like an S tone. Not in this one, next one.
Dude. Yeah. It's like there's reverb. It's like a gated reverb.
Yeah. So he's essentially putting his tongue in an S position. And he's going like. So for a snare, all you really need is like a plosive sound and then a tone to carry it. I can teach you that. It's not a hard sound to do.
Well,
so
it was more so it was the tail of it that had me, because I heard the P and the F, but that it was a very specific sort of S mid-range kind of sound that was making it sound like there was a reverb that's cut at the end. Like so you know, like yeah.
All he does is he just keeps breathing through the sound with his mouth in the S position. That's it. So you'll hear now, right?
I'm sure that's so easy, but that's nasty.
So listen to the difference, right? If I cut it, sorry, right? Or right? So there's a big difference there. Obviously, it gets different with certain textures, certain mouth positionings and stuff. Right, so all of those sorts of ones also drag, right? So yeah, nice little bit to add in there. We're gonna finish this video, no more pause, and then we're getting into the next one, baby. We're gonna watch D-Muff, then we're gonna watch CLR versus Tarek to show him some real battle energy. Are you ready, chat? Let's go. You're gonna want to pause at least 4 times in the end of this, but we're gonna try our hardest not to.
No more pausing.
It's all good. We do have time though, so it's all good. They got 40 people inside. Share the stream, support the dream. He's kind of messing about there, but...
Donald Duck, baby.
So good fun. If there's any sounds you want to learn, just kind of point it out, and then I'll write it down. You notice all the flow switches. You get lost in it kind of, but we are trained to stick with it.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to give it off. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It's like that old dubstep vibe.
I love how y'all manipulate the tempo a little bit too. He backed off about 2 beats and just
Like bringing new layers and stuff. That's a voice crack thing.
But he was emulating an instrument from like an African instrument.
So I'm going from chest voice to falsetto. Not the cleanest, but we were drunk.
Right there.
And then this is Capone. This is one of the guys who owns the channel.
Yeah, that's ready. You ready?
They just, it's like a celebration. They do some beatboxing and stuff. So we'll leave that part.